Hello everyone. Happy April Fool's Day. I would like to know, and I would love for you to put in the comments, do you do pranks on April Fool's Day, or is it just like any other day for you? That's what I want to talk about today on my T-Sound. Sorry, it's just a little bit early. That's one of the things about living in a retirement community with a bunch of friends is events come up and things happen, and I feel like I'm changing my time all the time. So thank you if you happen to catch this, and if you watch this on replay, thank you so much. But yes, April Fool's Day. Do you do pranks, or is it just any other starting of spring kind of day? As I was thinking about that this morning, I was remembering back of some pranks that have been pretty funny and wondering about the history and how April Fool's Day got started. And when I did a little research, it seems like actually the exact origins of April Fool's Day remains a mystery. But there are several theories. One of the theories was a change in the calendar. So back in 1582, France changed from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar on the orders of Pope Gregory XIII. And under the Julian calendar, the New Year's Day was celebrated on April 1st. But on the Gregorian calendar, it's January 1st. And there were many people who were slow to adjust to that. And they would continue to celebrate it at the end of March, 1st of April. And these people became kind of the butt of jokes and hoaxes and things like that. So that's one of the theories with it. Another one is ancient Roman and medieval European times. Some link April Fool's Day to a festival called Hilaria. And it was where people went around in disguises and mocked one another, something like that. And then there was another one, a tradition in medieval Europe called the Feast of Fools, and it allowed the lower class people to dress up as the royals and to pretend to be in power for the day. And then the other one is springtime mischief, the idea that springtime, the weather fluctuates so much that it fools people. But over time, it has really evolved into what it is more today. In the 19th century, newspapers and magazines started publishing fake news stories on April Fool's Day to trick their readers. And then in the 20th century, with radio and TV, they got in on the fun. I'm going to go into some of the hoaxes, some of the famous hoaxes. And then in the 21st century, with social media and the internet, it's made April Fool's Day even bigger. And there's big companies like Google and YouTube. They're notorious for their April Fool's Day jokes. So let's talk about a few of the modern day famous pranks that have happened. But the key really to an April Fool's prank is keeping it lighthearted, keeping it fun, and without crossing the line into cruelty. So some of the famous April Fool's pranks are, one was in 1957, the spaghetti tree hoax. BBC aired a segment showing Swiss farmers harvesting spaghetti from trees due to the mild winter. People actually started calling the station asking how they could grow their own spaghetti trees. In 1996, Taco Bell announced that it had purchased the Liberty Bell and it was renaming it the Taco Liberty Bell. And thousands of people freaked out before Taco Bell actually said that it was just a prank. And then in the 2000s to the present, Google has had some elaborate April Fool's pranks, including the Google Nose, which was a search engine for smells. Hi, Heather. Do you do April Fool's pranks? Let me know. And then the other that Google did, one of the famous ones they did was Google Translate for animals. People believe it. People believe it. In 1998, Burger King came out with the left-handed Whopper. They advertised that they had a Whopper designed for left-handed people with all the condiments rotated 180 degrees on the burger. People went out and ordered it, not even realizing that all Whoppers are the same. And then in 2008, YouTube did a Rick Roll takeover. On April 1st, every single recommended video on YouTube redirected users to Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up song, pranking millions of users. So there's been several very famous pranks out there, just even in more modern times. And there's, I think back on one of my working days, my staff played pranks on me on April Fool's Day all the time, and one of them one time was that they changed all my clocks in the office to a different time so that I was all confused through the morning until I realized that I had arrived at work at the right time. I wasn't late. I wasn't messed up on my meetings, all that. Actually, Wade and I had a April Fool's Day prank fail. Probably around 2010, we were in Vegas, and we came across a wedding chapel. We'd been together for several years, and we thought it would be funny to do an April Fool's prank of taking a picture of us in front of this wedding chapel and say that we got married. Well, it was a fail because what we did not do at the end of the message of the post say April Fools, and so everybody thought we really got married, and we were getting all these congratulations and all of this stuff before we had a chance to even say it was a prank. So I felt really bad because people were genuinely happy for us. So so there are April Fool's prank fails too, but all of these pranks and most of April Fool's pranks are designed to create laughter, and laughter isn't just fun, it's very powerful. It has the ability to lift our spirits and to bring people together and to improve our health. And in a world that can often feel overwhelming, humor is a great reset button for the soul. So there is science behind laughter and why that is so important, why it's so good for you. One, it boosts your mood and reduces stress. Laughter releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that instantly lift your mood. And it lowers your cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and by lowering it, it can make you feel calmer and more relaxed. But if you have too much cortisol, stress hormone, you put on weight. So it can help you in that way too. Of course, it strengthens relationships. Have you noticed that you feel closer to people that you really laugh with? That shared laughter creates a bond and breaks down those walls to deepen those connections. It improves your physical health. Laughing boosts your immune system and helps you fight off illness. It increases your blood flow and is great for your heart health and can even lower your blood pressure. So there's physical benefits with it, besides the mental and mood benefits. And then it helps you cope with challenge. Humor allows you to shift your perspective and find light even in dark situations. It's a tool for resilience, and if you can laugh at something, it doesn't control you. So enjoy April Fool's Day. Play a prank or share a joke. It can bring some unexpected joy to people. And remember that laughter is self-care. It's not just fun. It helps to protect your peace. So since we are talking about or focusing on choosing happiness and positivity, humor is a natural part of that. So don't feel hesitant to play those pranks. Make people laugh. Create that joy and that happiness that April Fool's Day can bring to us. And even in difficult times, laughter is good medicine. So I hope you do play some of those pranks. I didn't this year, but I should have come up with something because it really is fun. And through the years, we've had a lot of fun with it. So I hope you do too. I hope you found this little history lesson about April Fool's Day to be fun. And I will see you again next week on T-Style, hopefully at my normal time. But have a great rest of the day and a good week. And I'll see you next week on T-Style. Bye-bye.